Hey YouTube, Mark here with my thoughts and ideas on what the PlayStation 4K or PlayStation Neo could be. So, first thing I think that we're going to see on September 7th is that they're going to call it the PlayStation 4K. I've been saying that since the beginning of the rumors, however many months ago that's been already. It just, to me, it seems like it fits, especially, I mean, PS4K, I mean, it works. You're playing PlayStation games in 4K. Will it actually be 4K gaming? I don't think so. I mean, it's been said on various YouTube channels and online areas for quite some time that, to really get a good 4K experience, you gotta have some serious power, and that requires a lot of money. So what I think will happen is kind of like the Xbox One S, you're going to get some really good upscaling. However, I think all PS4K games will be rendered out in 1440p. So, anyway, 1440p is, I think, a very good hot spot for them to go and reach. And I think the amount of power that requires is a little bit more accessible, and it would allow PlayStation VR to just, to work better. And also the other thing too, I think, like, as far as the specs go, various outlets that I've been reading, let's see, I'll post the links in the description down below, but like, we all know what the rumors have been saying, that it's going to have, let's see, they're going to stick with 8 gigs of RAM. I don't think so. Honestly, I think they're going to hit up 12. If not 12, maybe 10. But I don't think they're going to go any lower than that. It would be kind of silly, in my opinion. You got to remember, too, that the memory system is unified in the current PS4, and I know that they're going to keep it that way. It's the best way to go. Microsoft's been doing it since the original Xbox. And being unified allows the developers to choose how much memory they need in which sections. So, like, maybe they want 6 gigs here and 2 gigs there, or whatever, although only 6.5 gigs are available on the current PS4. So it really makes me think that 12 gigs is the sweet spot, because the system itself still needs, like, 1 or 2 gigs or so, and then that'll leave 10 for the developers. And 10 gigs of RAM, I think, is big. I know a lot of gaming PCs, they're using around 16, maybe 24, 32, I don't know, 16 is probably decent. So for a console, I think 12 gigs is plenty good enough. I mean, they've been able to do quite a bit with what they have now, but, a lot of people are claiming they want more. And for VR, I honestly think that more RAM's going to help out a lot. And then as far as the graphics go, the graphics chip is, the rumors are claiming 36 compute units, which is double what PS4 has, which to me that sounds about right. I think honestly that'll happen. They are saying 911 megahertz. Honestly, with the Scorpio being announced and shocking everybody, and then the Xbox One S coming out and having just a teeny bit extra power, I really think that they're going to bump it up to a gigahertz, flat, even gigahertz. And then the CPUs being, they're saying 2.1 gigahertz. I think they're going to go a little bit faster than that too. Probably about 2.4. And it's not going to be a huge boost. Currently they're saying, 4.14 teraflops is what they're claiming. And, Scorpio is claimed to be 6 teraflops, but I don't think this machine is, like, supposed to be the next generation. This is just kind of like a bump. So they're not gonna upgrade it to 6 by any means, but I do believe they'll probably push it as close to 5 teraflops as they can. And to me, that's not bad. That would be huge. And if you have 4K TV, your games will run great. But I really think they're not necessarily thinking mainly 4K for their, for this bump in specs. I really think it's more or less for PlayStation VR. Now, PS4 can play the VR games. I haven't been able to try it out myself. However, next month I'm hoping to be able to. This time I will check these schedules and everything. But anyway, I think that with VR, the display, I believe it's 1080p in the headset. And this box is going to kick some serious ass for 1080p games that are in VR. And that's going to be stunning. It really is. Man, I can't wait to be able to play that. I think what's going to happen is you'll have also various versions. We're not going to see a PlayStation 4 Slim. We're just going to have PlayStation 4K, and you'll have the 1 terabyte model, which will be on this spectrum here on the low end, and I think honestly that'll probably go for $349. A lot of people will pick it up, even though it's going to have just 1 terabyte, and people probably will find reasons to complain even then. Then you're going to have a 2 terabyte version, which that's a lot of memory too. Then you're going to end up having what I think would be a 2 terabyte hybrid drive using solid state, or they may even go with a 1 terabyte solid state drive. Just plain old solid state 1 terabyte, which would be huge. However, I think they'll end up selling that one for $500. There will be people that would buy it, especially with the amount of power you're getting in that type of machine, and for the VR alone. I think honestly, even if they were selling it for $500 plus the headset and the controllers and all the crap you gotta buy, you're still less than what the HTC Vive would cost, plus the computer that you'd have to have, or graphics card, all that stuff. So I think we're not going to get the PS4 Slim like everyone's thinking, because honestly it's going to cut into market share of the 4K, and Sony doesn't want to do that. They're finally making money, and the PlayStation brand is what's holding them together right now. So to introduce a lower end model PS4, I think just would be silly, especially to put the R&D money into that, when the current PS4 that we have, it's still selling really well, and it's small enough, it does what we need. So I think you'll have the original PlayStation 4, which will be sold probably for $299, maybe a little more, but I think $299. And then you'll have the PlayStation 4K with just a standard 1 terabyte drive, probably going for about $349. And then after that, you have the various bigger hard drives and possibly a solid state. I really think VR definitely would benefit from solid state, and the possible 12 gigs of RAM, plus all the other extra hardware that would be in there. So anyway, this video is getting a little bit long. I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on what I think. So I will talk to everyone later, and happy gaming.